we will learn the addressing modes of 8086. In addressing modes part, we have lots of addressing. Actually, there are mainly 9 kind of addressing, 9 types of addressing, but there are some subparts. So including those subparts, we have 12 type of addressing modes. The 12 type of addressing modes, please take the notes. The 12 type of addressing modes are register addressing mode, immediate addressing mode, direct addressing mode, register indirect addressing mode, based addressing mode, indexed addressing mode, based indexed addressing mode. There are also part of this, there are based index displacement addressing mode also. Then string addressing mode, IO port addressing mode, direct and indirect, relative and implied addressing modes. So let's start with the addressing mode we have studied in 8085. Those are already familiar to us. So let's start with those addressing modes. So first we are going to start with register addressing modes. In register addressing mode, we know that as we have studied in our 8085 microprocessor, the register addressing mode, the operand should be registers. No direct data are there, no other things will be there in the operand part. The operand should be a register. Maybe one register, maybe two register, but only register should be there in operand part. Now the destination register space and the source register space should be same. If I am moving a content from source register to destination register, the length or the space in destination register should be equals to the source register, because if I want to move a data from 16-bit to 8-bit, it is not possible, as well as if I want to move a data from 8-bit to 16-bit, that is also not possible. So if we need a 8-bit data, look at the example. We are going for move CL, DH. That is the data from DH, that is higher part of D register, the higher 8-bit of D register is coming to CL, that is the lower 8-bit part of C register. If I go for DX, that is the total D register 16-bit, I should write here CX or any 16-bit register. So this is our register addressing mode. Next is immediate addressing mode. In immediate addressing mode, as we have studied in 8085, in immediate addressing mode, the operand should be a direct value or direct data. The data may be a 8-bit data or a 16-bit data in case of 8086, because if you want to place the data in any 8-bit register, because the 16-bit registers of 8086 is split in two 8-bit parts, higher and lower, so we can have 8-bit register as well as 16-bit register in 8086. So according to the space of destination register, the value should be 8-bit or 16-bit, but the operand should be a immediate data or direct data in case of immediate addressing mode. For example, look at this, move DL, 08, as DL is the lower order part, lower order 8-bit of D register, so that's why we are having 8-bit data. But for this one, move AX, 0A9F. 0A9F is a 16-bit data, that is moved to AX. Register AX, that is 0A9F, that data is moved to AX, because this is a 16-bit data. Okay, so this is my immediate addressing mode. Next, we go for direct addressing mode. Direct addressing mode means actually here we are directly addressing the memory. That means the memory location is given as an operand and the data stored in that memory location is shifted to any of the register. Maybe that memory location is having a 8-bit data, maybe the memory location is having a 16-bit data according to the space. because we know in case of 8086 we have both type of spaces. So maybe the data is 8-bit or 16-bit that is stored in memory location. In that case, look at this, the third bracket. Within that third bracket, the memory location should be written. This third bracket, within third bracket value shown you the memory location. It is not a direct data, it is memory location that is shown by this third bracket. Okay, so it will copy the content of this to BX. That means it have a content of 16-bit. Why it is called direct? Because it can access memory directly. It can access memory directly. Just like your STA, LDA, if you recall in case of 8085, it just access the memory directly. Next is our register indirect addressing mode. Register indirect addressing mode. In this, what we are doing, we are having an effective address in a register. The register may be a base register, base pointer, source index register or destination index register. Okay. And normally the content of data segment register is taken as base address. You know how to get the physical address. The physical address is nothing but segment register into 10 plus offset address. So if I am telling you that the value of we are in registered indirect addressing modes. So if I am giving you move CX comma BX, here BX is carrying the offset value, offset address, and destination address is, or destination register is CX. We don't have to give the value of BX to CX. Look at this, the BX is in a third bracket. That means it is carrying a offset address. Now we have our segment register, data segment register value DS. What we have to do, we have to go for data segment into 10 plus the value of BX. That give you the physical address, and the content of that physical address is moved to CX. This is the procedure. This is our register indirect addressing. Next, let's go for base addressing. Base addressing means here the base register is used. The base register is two types. One is base register BX, another one is base pointer. There are two base related register. One is base register, another one is base pointer. It is it is actually holding the base value or effective address. A signed 8-bit or unsigned 16-bit displacement will be specified. So what we have to do here, BX holds the, or BX or BP holds the offset value or effective address. Now 20-bit physical address can be calculated by using DS into 10 plus BX or BP, and then look here, it is plus 8. Plus 8 or plus 16 is the displacement. Plus 8 or plus 16 is the displacement. So DS into 10 plus this base value plus displacement will create the physical address. and that physical address content will be sent to AX register. This is your base addressing. Next coming your indexed addressing. It is same like base addressing, just the difference is in index addressing, at the place of base addressing we are using base register, that is BX, and BP, that is base register or base pointer. In case of index addressing, we normally use source index or destination index registers, because it is indexed addressing, the address or the register which contains the index name, that is source index, destination index, those registers is used. As well as we have a displacement value. The displacement may be 8-bit or 16-bit displacement. The displacement value is given over there. So what we have to do, the same procedure, just at the place of base, here we are having the index register. So index register is having the effective address or the offset value. So what we have to do, the segment register that should be specified, the segment register into 10 plus the index register plus displacement, that is the memory location. From that memory location the content is moved to a 16-bit register. Next we are going for based indexed addressing mode. In based indexed addressing mode, what is happening, there are two registers that is carrying the value. One is base register, one index register, either BX or BP or SI and DI, means BX, in between BX and BP one value should be there, and in between SI and DI one value should be there. One base value, one index value plus a displacement. That means the effective address is carried in base plus index plus displacement. This total is the effective address. BX plus SI plus displacement is 0A here, that means 8-bit displacement. Or it may be BX plus DI, or it may be BP plus SI or BP plus DI with a displacement. This total carries the effective address. Now the segment register into 10 plus the effective address gives you the total address, and this total address or physical address is the content of that physical address should be shifted or moved to the register or 16-bit register given. Here the register is DX, so it will be moved to DX. In string addressing, what is happening? The effective address of source data is stored in source index register, and the destination data is stored in destination index register. The effective address of source is stored in source index register, and destination is stored in destination index register. And the segment register for calculating the base address for source data is data segment, and the destination data is ES. That means you have to understand one thing, in string operation both the destination you have to calculate, the source and the destination both you have to calculate. For source we have DS and source index register. DS is the segment register and SI is the source index register, and for destination ES is the segment register and DI destination index is the offset value register. So what is my source? I have to first calculate the source, that is DS into 10 plus SI, that will give the address where the source is, and then I have to calculate the destination. ES into 10 plus DI, it will give you the destination address. Now you know the source address. Source address is DS into 10 plus SI, and destination index is ES into 10 plus DI. So as you know both the addresses, now you can easily move the data from the source address to the destination address. So this is the string addressing. Next is IO port addressing. Directly address the IO port, that is in and out is used for directly addressing. If I write in AL09, then the port address is 09. the input port 09, from that port value, that particular port, the input is coming to register AL. Input port is given here. This is the input port. This, if I write in, then register, then a value within braces, this value is nothing but that input or output port. If it is in, then it is input port. If it is out, then it is output port. If I write in L, 09, that means from input port 09, the input is coming to register AL. If I write at the same way, if I write out AL09, that means from AL register at output port 09, the value is going. Now, in case of indirect IO port addressing, now I have to write two values. Out DX AX. DX is the port address, DX is the destination value. Always I have to write the destination value first, then the source value. Now within my DX, DX is just a register name. I am not directly writing 09 or 08. That means out destination source. Out DX, AX. DX is the destination value. Within this register, we are having the destination port value. Maybe the content of DX is something 0123. That means from output port 0123, your data is going to output port 0123. Okay, this is the indirect IO port addressing. Next coming the relative addressing. Relative addressing, it is effective address of a program instruction is specified relative to the instruction pointer by a 8-bit signed displacement. Normally the jump instruction comes into it. After jump, just displacement is given. Then we have to go for a effective address. We should know that here the instruction pointer is the only register which carries the effective address of the displacement. So I have to take instruction pointer and add the displacement with that, and source in the code segment is the segment register. So I have to go for code segment into 10 plus instruction pointer, and after instruction pointer I have to add the displacement written over here, and this creates the address, and I have to jump to that relative address, that particular address. The last one is implied addressing mode. As we all know, implied addressing mode, we don't have any operand. It is a operand-less addressing mode. No operand is there. It is a operand-less addressing mode. So CLC, the clear the content, clear the carry flag. CLC stands for clear carry. CLC stands for clear carry. So carry flag is cleared, but here is no operand. Only opcode is there, no operand is there. So it stands for a implied addressing mode. Just like your 8085, no operand is there in implied addressing mode. So okay, I think this is all about the addressing modes of 8086. Thank you.